One of these digital product mistakes is so crucial that it can literally take you from a failed digital product business to an absolutely successful digital product business. So let's just jump straight into it. The very first one is copying the best selling products, and I see this all the time. And I remember when I first started, I wanted to do this as well. Basically, just you see something is selling like crazy and you just want to basically recreate that exact product and start selling. But this is not a great strategy because, first of all, most likely you're not going to have a better product than them. There might be some exceptions, but most of the time what I've seen is people just create the product, similar product, but if it's not going to be better, then there's absolutely no way of doing it. You don't really want to compete on price, and you have to also consider that they have already built out authority, whether they're using their own store, some sort of platform. People trust them. So if you're just a new seller, even if you have a better product, you might still fail just because they have the authority. Another thing is the audience might be quite tapped out already, and there might be a lot of competition as well, because a lot of other people might also try to just copy them because they see they are successful, and this also taps out the audience even further down the line. By the way, I'm going to leave a guide how I'm making thousands of dollars with less than 5,000 YouTube subscribers, and you can do the same. The next real important thing, and I actually even created a separate video for this, I will link that video below, called an MVP. So basically this is minimal viable product, and most people don't have this. Before you put in all the work and effort and money into creating a digital product, you want to test out the demand for that product, whether someone is actually willing to purchase it. And there are different ways how you can do this. Again, I made a separate video, I'm not going to go too much into detail, but basically you want to either create a waiting list, so create an opt-in where people give their email address to show their interest, or even better is you can create a pre-sales page, so people actually take out their wallet and make a purchase, give you the money, because all the people who are on the waiting list, they might show the interest, but they still might not actually take the action and not actually pay money once the product is out. So if you can get people to pay, that is a great way of seeing, okay, there is a demand for this product. By the way, I created a database of best 100 digital product examples. Check out the description. And another thing what you can do is you can create a smaller product of what you are thinking of creating and just test out, okay, is that selling? If there is some traction, not even if it's necessarily selling like crazy, but if there's good traction, you can then create bigger stuff, and you can still test out that stuff later on with like a waiting list. And there's a bunch of different strategies how you can do this, but the point is, people don't have an MVP, they just create a product and then they're surprised why no one is buying it. Okay, the next is not niching down. So trying to please everyone. This is one that a lot of people fall a victim for, and me including as well back in the day. And niching down basically just helps you to sell. This is what a lot of people don't understand. Yes, you are hitting a smaller market, but when it comes to your marketing efforts, if you are really narrowed down, now it becomes so much easier. Let's say if you are running ads, targeting becomes so much easier. If you're working with influencers, if you're doing SEO, whatever, it doesn't really matter. In any type of marketing method, it's going to be so much easier. You're going to get way better results. And the thing you can do is basically make your money when you niche down. You just have a proof of concept, all of those kind of things, and then you can always go broader from there, because it's going to be very hard and you might fail if you go super broad, but you will see so many people start out with something specific and then they go broader after that. And basically now you already have some money, so you can actually afford to do some different testing and figuring it out how to tap into that bigger niche. Next thing that is really, this can break or make your digital product, that's having a sales funnel, or in this case not having one. So when you think about it, this is actually, well, sales funnel plus I would say retargeting as well. So 98% of people leave without converting. When you think about it, that's kind of crazy, because on average you have 2% conversion rate. So vast majority of the people, they're not going to convert right away. So what you want to do is basically you want to run some sort of retargeting ads. You want to capture people's email addresses and retarget them all with their email. And this is where the sales funnel comes in, because you can retarget them through the email. This is part of the sales funnel. Again, I have a whole video how to set up in-depth sales funnel for digital products, so definitely check that out. But what you will understand once you start running your business for a while is that many people actually make a purchase even months later after they first opt in. So you definitely want to set up a bunch of different stuff. You want to set up all of the different upsells, cross-sells. Even for people, the 2% who purchased, you still want to set up a sales funnel for them to purchase additional different products, so on and so forth. And this can change a failed business to a successful business. And the beautiful part as well is that most of this can actually be automated, because there are softwares that allow you to automate a bunch of stuff to do all of this automatically. And setting up something like retargeting ads is not that difficult as well per se, compared to setting up actual different ad campaigns just targeting cold audience. So even if you don't set up a sales funnel, another big mistake for digital products is not having an email list. And at least please set up an email list, even if you don't have the time to set up the whole funnel now, because it's just so simple. It only takes a few minutes. I might make a link if I've made some videos for this, but basically create a simple lead magnet. And again, I have a video of like the ultimate way to create lead magnets, and just get people, just use an email marketing software. I'll leave my best picks. You just get people to an opt-in page, they sign up, they get your lead magnet, and you can always approach your list later. So even if right now you're not going to set up automations and all the sales emails and all of that kind of stuff, if you're not doing this, you're honestly just losing out on sales, because you can always just later email those people. And I'm not going to go into detail. There's a lot of different aspects where you might not want to leave a list, not doing anything with the list for a while, but anyway, have a list right away. So the one other big mistake for digital products is no marketing plan. And I see this all the time. I actually created a separate video called inverted niche approach, basically how you find a niche in this reverse engineering type of way, very different from everything else. So basically, this is where I see most people get stuck. They don't have any marketing plan before they start. They all just think about, okay, what is my niche? What is my product? But actually, you're going to most likely struggle with getting customers. So if you figure out that part first, then from there, actually, that part is going to determine, okay, what is your niche and what is your product? So kind of do it backwards from how usually people like to do it. And you need to decide, okay, is this going to be, let's say, SEO? Is it going to be paid, social media affiliates? Whatever really it is. You figure out what platforms, what ways of marketing work for your niche, or you figure out the good niche, and then you figure out your the good marketing method, and then you figure out your niche from there. And the last thing is, this kind of kills me as well, is not outsourcing, because creating digital products, depending on what the product is, it's honestly a lot of work, and you don't need to do all of this work by yourself. I think there are a few things that people don't understand, and one of them is you don't need to hire someone full time, so you can actually just hire people part time. Also, you don't need to, if you don't want to, you think there are certain parts of your product where it requires your expertise, you probably still can outsource certain parts, whether it's design or the other way around, where it's maybe some copy or something like that. You can outsource certain parts of your digital product or your digital product business. And by the way, I will leave a video. I created a video how exactly do you hire people to outsource your digital product creation. And there is a website that is much better than, let's say, Fiverr or Upwork, where you can hire much cheaper help. So there really is no point of you doing these manual tasks. Really, what you want to do is you want to concentrate on research and you want to concentrate on the concept, because this is the more difficult parts to outsource, and this is where your brilliance comes in to figure these things out and that have the highest impact actually on your business. And also focusing on marketing and sales, that again is something that makes more sense for you to do and for you to focus, even though you can actually outsource these things as well. But making the product is the part that I would say you need to outsource the first, and then after that you can start outsourcing the other things as well. But just concentrate your time on the things that are going to bring you the best ROI. And last, we have bad branding. So this is a pretty important thing as well that a lot of people overlook, because people judge products by branding. It's really unfair, honestly, and it's kind of annoying, but this is just how it is. A lot of people just assume that, okay, if I create good digital product, people are going to buy it as long as they get good results. And I wish that was the case, but unfortunately that's not how society works. And if you look at some of the biggest companies out there, they all have excellent branding, and actually branding is going to help you to even charge more money. Honestly, you can have exactly the same product, but if you have better branding, you are going to be able to charge more money. And if you have the best product out there, but your branding absolutely is rubbish, you're just going to fail, to be honest. So what you want to do is you want to have both of these things should be great. Your product should be great as well, because technically you can have great branding and horrible products and you can sell a bunch, but honestly, this is not a long-term play. You're going to make a lot of people unhappy. So you want both to be great, but actually I would even say go as far as saying that branding is probably even more important than the actual product for your sales, to make your marketing efforts much easier. And this is again where I see most people fail, and that is going to make all of this much easier. So these are some of the main mistakes, but I will leave a blog post with some of the more mistakes and how you can overcome them and all of the different tips and so on and so forth. If you found this useful, smash the thumbs up.